So the high tariffs, 140% I think it is on China. I'm believing the effect they're going to have. I know I worked for several different companies. Two were high-end. One was high-end grill manufacturer in China. The other one is massage chairs. Most all sold massage chairs in America are made in China. They have large, big factories that manufacture them. That's just the way it is. And so I'm it seems to me, and I'm hearing from like large CEOs, they're warning Trump they have only a certain amount of inventory, then they're going to run out and the shelves will go dry. So I'm wondering, it seems like these companies like Kamado Joe, Human Touch Massage Chairs I worked for, what are they going to do? They're going to go to another country? How long is that going to take? Probably quite some time. Will they even be able to survive in the meantime? Very likely a lot of them will go out of business because China, so a $10,000 shipping container on a ship, 140% tax on it. They say tariff is a tax. 140% tariff is going to be $14,000. So it's going to cost more than the product itself. So the consumer is not going to pay that much. Already the massage chairs are expensive. They're not. It's not doable. And besides that, I think China's already decided to go elsewhere with their products and stuff. They're just going to blow us off. It sounds like. They can do without us. They do. America is about 15% of their exports, so they'll just market to other countries. So the way I'm seeing it, it's pretty logical that this is a continuation on attack on businesses. Now, not just small businesses like Operation Warp Speed was with going along. I'm not saying the lockdowns were Trump's idea, but he sure went along with it. He did not defend small business as they were shutting down for a manageable virus. The death rates weren't even higher than normal until they started the clot shots. And he paraded his people around it, just murdered hundreds of thousands of small businesses. So now this is a continuation. Wittingly or not, I believe wittingly, because how can you not know the devastation that this is going to cause? And he's already caused a lot of devastation economically with people's 401ks, etc. If this was meant for good, for America, for the people, for the world, it would have been done with incentives, free taxation, no taxation, etc. for companies. More companies come back to America. There's nothing wrong with getting stuff manufactured overseas. Obviously, it keeps the prices lower. But if he really wanted to bring more people, if the purpose was to bring more jobs, etc. here, then it would have been done in a gradual, common sense way, providing more incentives for companies to come back. Negotiate reasonable tariffs. If you think should be higher, then you meet with the negotiators of the countries and do it. You don't do it publicly and cause a scene and call them rapists and rip-offs and this, which that shows a bad motive, because he knows there's going to be a reaction, and there is. Obviously the whole world's turning against us. I wonder why he would do that. Maybe he really doesn't love America. Maybe he's really aligning himself with world tyrants like Putin, and maybe he has a plan for a worldwide dictatorship that's in Revelations. Yeah, not just maybe. It's going to happen. And I'm sorry to say that the MAGA people are zombified and just going along with it. And I've never seen such a bitch MAGA zombie as that young lady who's the press secretary. And when Amazon decided they were gonna, or was speaking about putting the actual tariff costs in the products that you buy, line item shows how much more you're gonna pay, she came out and called it hostile. I mean, she's the hostile one. That's like, well, why wouldn't you put a tax line? We know what sales tax, if people purchase stuff on Amazon and there's a sales tax in the state, you see what the tax says. Oh, but it's a hostile thing, according to her and the administration, if you show the truth, because they don't want the truth to show. The damage, they can hide it all they want, but I mean, you can't hide it. And he's like, I don't know how people stay with him, because he just said that they made a deal with 200 trade deals already. He lied. There's not 200. I mean, come on. I don't know. He's a pathological liar, like worse than the leftist presidents. Worse. And we're supposed to be a bright shining light and conservative. He's not a conservative, and this is an assault on our nation. He's just using brainwashing technique of using so-called conservative talking points, but if you see the actual way he's doing it and the excessive way he's doing it, it's done to create damage, and it's happening. It's going to get much worse unless they back off. But that's the plan. America will be no more, or will be part of a subservient one world dictatorship coming soon, because 2028 end is true, and it's very biblical, and we're going to see the king come with his army. We just all need to be ready and not have any bitterness in our heart at all for anything, no irritation. Just let it all pass as it comes daily, as the darkness always does in our minds. But it's all, I mean, how people think that this is turning around for America. It's exact. Just look at the damage already worldwide. But the lines are drawn between Republicans and the leftists still. They just want to, the conservatives, as I call them, they just want to stick to the game plan, like right good, left bad. No, they're the two horns on the same goat. It's so clear. And this guy is this man is a wolf in sheep's clothing, and there's so much evidence and proof of it. But to the MAGA, they're so brainwashed, and they've been resenting the left for so long, and Rush Limbaugh's and etc. Not that they had some very valid points, but they've drummed up for years and years and years, and became millionaires and very wealthy by drumming up focus and resentment for the left, and that's made them, the people on the right, so many, the MAGA people now, hypnotized. They're totally hypnotized under the spell of the MAGA magician, and they just are willfully that way. They're unwilling to see it, and they will condemn and judge people like me immediately and call me a leftist or whatever, some stupid thing. I'm a real conservative. Okay, Trump's not a conservative at all. Clearly by his actions you can see it. He's not moral. He's a very immoral man, actually. You never hear him when he speaks against abortion or the states' rights. You never hear the passion, how wrong it is, how the deep spiritual reason why it's wrong, the love of the unborn. You don't hear that. You don't hear it. It's like, okay, it's okay now for states. It's their right to kill babies, and that's the way it should be. That's basically all he says. There's no passion for life. How could there be? Because millions have been murdered or damaged and are dying off by the Operation Warp Speed, and that's just a fact. It's very easy to find out. BitChute.com has all kinds of evidence. Rumble, you can even see evidence now on YouTube the devastation, and yet they're pressing for more. That's a deeply, deeply wicked, immoral thing to press for more, wrapped up with AI, when we know that the damage it's caused and causing. How anybody with a heart, with moral spirit in them, can still back this administration, this man is insane. It's you better wake up, because your light has been dimmed, and that's the problem. And no amount of words, no amount of anything that I say can help that, because only God turns on the light and magnifies the light if we're willing to be still. Roy Masters, be still, exercise, and stop from judging. Stop from judging the right, the left, judging anything, and then the light will get greater and greater. But right now it's in danger of just going out with so many, and that's a horrible thing. So wake up, please. I mean, seriously, you've got to see this is about, the second life, an eternity in heaven or hell. And apparently a lot of people want to go to hell in their muck and selfishness and lack of love, where that's how they'll live forever. There's no end to our soul. But perhaps that's what they want. But I mean, just don't do that. Don't. There's real happiness and peace and love, and obviously in this life and the next, and it's undescribable in the next. You can see it in so many YouTube videos and you could sense it too, and people who've traveled to heaven, how wonderful it's so wonderful. That's why a lot of reason why we have so much temptation here, and why it's kind of hard at times. It doesn't have to be, with patience, but it's because the prize, partly because the prize and the forever heaven is so awesome. It's I can't, I haven't been there, but I've been visited once by an angel or spirit or Jesus. I don't know, but so I understand. But anybody can. Anyway, thank you for. I'll quit rambling, and God bless you, and please practice with a pure heart, just to be right, just to be a good, godly person, and be brave, and don't be afraid of losing approval. Roy Masters, be still, exercise on YouTube. Thank you. Bye.